A song of celebration for the Knicks, right? Blasting in the streets for a new generation of players. The team is in the midst of its longest playoff run in 25 years. They're set to face off tonight against the Indiana Pacers in Game 1 of the NBA's Eastern Conference Finals. The Knicks are the talk of the town right now after beating the defending champions, the Boston Celtics, in the previous round of the playoffs. And now the bright lights of New York are on the Knicks' smallest star, point guard Jalen Brunson. I probably should. He is probably not that small. I need to find out exactly how tall he is. Okay, me calling him small, but okay. Senior culture reporter at ESPN's Andscape, Justin Tinsley, joins me now for more on this. He can answer that question for us, I'm sure. He's also the author of a prominent feature on the Knicks from 2024, where he dubbed Jalen the King of New York back then, last year. Justin, you are on it. Thank you for joining us here on ABC News Live. Okay, so it's been a really long time since a basketball player owned the New York sports scene like Brunson does right now. I mean, I grew up here in New York City. I don't really remember the Knicks winning ever, like in a really long time. 25 years, that's a really long time. So what is it about Jalen Brunson and his game and his fight on the court that is just dominating?
Yeah, just for some perspective, like you said, it's been 25 years since they've been to the Eastern Conference Finals. They haven't won an NBA championship since 1973. And to give you some cultural context, that's the same year Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On album came out. So it's been a while since they've hoisted that trophy. But to answer your question, in the game's tightest moments, Jalen Brunson is always the loosest. I mean, he won Clutch Player of the Year in 2025, and he was second in the league in clutch points. And we've seen it time and time again, whether it's at MSG, whether they're on the road. In those big moments, Jalen Brunson does not get rattled. He doesn't always make the shot, but he doesn't get rattled, and that rubs off on his teammates, and that rubs off on the fan base. And that's how cultures are created. And I know New Yorkers are often stereotyped as, let's just say, vocal. Jalen Brunson really isn't that vocal on the court. He lets his play do the talking for him. And those Knicks fans, they will gladly carry that weight for him and do the talking as well.
Yeah, he really is the engine behind the team. So how does Brunson's role compare to past greats that have been on the Knicks team over the years?
You know, that's a really good question. I'm glad you asked that, because when we look at previous Knicks greats, obviously they've been big men like, Patrick Ewing, or maybe Charles Oakley, or the late Anthony Mason, who still loved within the Knicks in Knicks lore, or prolific forwards who can score the ball like a Bernard King or Carmelo Anthony. Jalen Brunson is a point guard, and in a city that reveres point guards the way that it does, like New York City, this gives Jalen an extra aura about him that you quite literally see when he's playing on the court, and especially in those big moments. And I don't think it's a stretch to say that Jalen Brunson is the best Knicks point guard since Walt Clyde Frazier.
Oh, wow. And okay, so you've seen the scenes. You saw the scenes outside MSG, right? When the Knicks won. Fans were going nuts. You had people climbing light poles. What does that say about how New York is feeling right now about this win, about the Knicks, that they are finally ahead?
Well, we know what the Knicks mean to New York City and New York culture. And as we've been saying, this, for the most part, if you're a Knicks fan and you're 25 and under, you don't know what this feels like. So this is all new territory for you. And New York is always going to do things bigger than most other cities. So yes, they're going to party like they just won the championship, because again, they haven't been here in 25 years. Now, would I climb up a light pole? No, I have a fear of heights, and I don't really like being that high off the ground. But hey, I can't knock Knicks fans for being super excited, because they have a true superstar point guard in Jalen Brunson, but also this is a very good Knicks team from top to bottom as well. So there's a ton of excitement in the city, and it should be.
Justin, never say never. They may win tonight, and you might be climbing that light post. We'll see. All right, we'll bring you back. We'll chat about it. Thank you so much, Justin.
Sounds good. Thank you.